Thank you. Remain standing as we, Father.
Mungu twaomba unilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Let us unite our hearts in prayer and entrust to the hands of the Lord God ourselves and those who are graduating today. Almighty, ever-living God, today, Chronos time, is as it has been since you gave it its beginning, and it will be as it is until you bring things to an end. We first offer thanks to you, our God, for the journey mercies you have bestowed upon our dignitaries and upon all of us gathered here, and in a special way upon our chief guest, Honorable Her Excellency Dr. Ida Odinga. Grant her good health, bless her family, and grant her prayers for a peaceful Kenya in the forthcoming election. Today is a Kairos moment of opportunity that has come our way as we use our lands for agriculture. For you commanded man to get his wealth by tilling the ground. Today is a gift from you. It's a passage from one epoch to another. Grant us the grace to see it and seize it. Today is a graduation, a passage, a completion, an inauguration. Today we pray for all those who have met the challenge and kept the faith to the commitments of their studies and their work, more so in agriculture in this beautiful country of Kenya. Now, the graduates have a new Kairos before them. We offer thanks for the success of their journey, for their families and collaborators. We thank you, God, the omniscience, the omnipotence, and the omnibenevolence, for granting them focus and direction, and then strength and endurance. You created the knowledge and understanding they have mastered. You have created the curiosity and the capacity of determination that led them in this pursuit. Today we also pray for tomorrow. This graduation opens another door to another time. As you have led in the past, lead now in the future. Give them focus and clarity, a calling from you to understand their purpose, and the courage to respond and to step towards that purpose. We pray in the words of the scripture. Bless each and every one of us. Bless this occasion. Bless them indeed. Expand their territory and let your hand be with us at all times. Keep us free from evil. We make our prayers to our Lord Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with you and in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God forever and ever. The Lord be with you. May the Almighty God bless you, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
God is good, and all the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Stella Sikuku, the principal, Asumbi Teachers College. I am standing here
As your host today. Her Excellency, Asumbi Teachers College is a public institution that trains diploma teachers for primary school and early childhood education. So this is a government facility. So we are lucky that the government gave us a bit of land, and that is why we had space to host you here today. I feel very privileged standing here because the number of dignitaries I've seen here today, to me, is a blessing. I don't think at any one point in time, Asumbi has received as many dignitaries as we have received today. Thank you so much for coming to Asumbi. My task is very humble, to tell you that you're welcome. Enjoy our facility, although it is a simple facility, but it is my prayer that the activity for the day will go on successfully. So my work is not to give a speech, but to welcome you to Asumbi and to pray, Ma'am, that at your own time, please find time and visit us again. Thank you so much. To the graduates, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Let's give another round of applause for the principal, Tafadhali. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, allow me again to invite the Principal Francis TTI also to make a remark. And with your intelligence, I'm told there's an entertainment group that will love to perform after our speech. Thank you.
Guest of honor, Honorable Excellency, Dr. Ida Odinga, Mama Wetu, Professor Charles Orero, Reverend Father Peter Crow, and all the dignitaries. Standing here is Sister Francine Atieno, the principal of St. Francis Technical Training Institute, who is hosting the LEDFO for graduation today. It is just a pity that we don't have enough land that side. That is why we are here in this ground. And we thank the principal of the Asumbi TTC for accepting us to come here. Otherwise, we are the host. On behalf of myself and the entire St. Francis TTI fraternity, it is my pleasure to welcome every one of you to the first graduation ceremony of 92 graduates from the Nyanza Location Economic Development Forum, affiliated to St. Francis Technical Training Institute. They have come to partner with us, and we accepted to partner with them. And that is why we are here today to celebrate this graduation day. Today, Thursday, the 17th day of March, 2022, St. Francis Technical Training Institute marks the first graduation ceremony affiliated with the Nyanza Location Economic Development Forum since it's begun. Short history of St. Francis Technical Training Institute. St. Francis Technical Training Institute was started in 1987 as a thanksgiving to God by the Franciscan Sisters of St. Joseph after celebrating the Golden Jubilee 50 years in 1986 since the congregation began. The reason of starting St. Francis Technical Training Institute was to help young girls who had completed Form 4, Class 8, and a school dropout to train and gain skills to enable them to be self-reliant in the Kenya citizen. The first pioneer students were 20 young girls who were poor and needy and wanted help to train. The institute started for girls only, but later in 1990, the boys were admitted to train and gain the same skills. St. Francis Technical Training Institute is a Catholic-sponsored institution run and managed by the Franciscan Sisters of St. Joseph as a private institute under the Catholic Diocese of Homa Bay. The main objective of this institution is to produce higher and middle-level manpower. The institution has technicians for various government and private sectors. Over the past years, St. Francis Technical Training Institute produces graduates who can work in the hotel industry, hospitality industry, teaching in the technical institutions after training as a technical teacher, or become self-employed. The opportunities are advanced. The institution is registered with the TVET as a private institution. We do Kenya National Examination Council and NETA. The institution is not registered with the HELB because we are being told we are private and the private institutions are not liable to HELB. Yes, we are private, but the students are not private. They are citizens of Kenya. Guest of honor, Honorable Excellency Dr. Ida Odinga, allow me to introduce our staff members who are here. Just stand and wave. Just stand when you are there, wave. Nothing more I can say but only to say, feel most welcome in Asumbi, Mama. We love you and we cherish you. Welcome to Asumbi. Thank you.
Guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, before you, St. Francis TTI, ready to present a Kisi folk song entitled Mwanyagetinge. Yes, Mwanyagetinge. The song was sung during celebrations and during a festing season. Hope you will enjoy. Welcome. Ida wetu anajulikana sana, Ida wetu anajulikana sana kwa kazi anayoifanya. Ni taa ya Kenya inayowaka usiku na mchana, inayowaka usiku na mchana. Ida wetu anajulikana sana, Ida wetu anajulikana sana kwa kazi anayoifanya. Ni taa ya Kenya inayowaka usiku na mchana, inayowaka usiku na mchana. Orero wetu anajulikana sana, orero wetu anajulikana sana kwa kazi anayoifanya. Ni taa ya Kenya inayowaka usiku na mchana, inayowaka usiku na mchana. Orero wetu anajulikana sana, orero wetu anajulikana sana kwa kazi anayoifanya. Ni taa ya Kenya inayowaka usiku na mchana, inayowaka usiku na mchana. Orero wetu anajulikana sana, orero wetu anajulikana sana kwa kazi anayoifanya. Ni taa ya Kenya inayowaka usiku na mchana, inayowaka usiku na mchana. Anajulikana sana, orero wetu anajulikana sana kwa kazi anayoifanya. Ni taa ya Kenya inayowaka usiku na mchana, inayowaka usiku na mchana. Wageni wetu wanajulikana sana, wageni wetu wanajulikana sana kwa kazi wanayoifanya. Ni taa ya Kenya inayowaka usiku na mchana, inayowaka usiku na mchana. Wageni wetu wanajulikana sana, wageni wetu wanajulikana sana. Wakazi wanayoifanya ni taya. Kenya inayowaka usiku na mchana, inayowaka usiku na mchana. Bari wakare, oh bari wakaro wanchani, bari wakare, bari wakaro wanchani, bari wakaro wanchani, bari wakare, bari wakaro, wabokire wanchani, wabokire wanchani. Temanainde torore, temanainde torore. Eni amago yabana, moiresto eni amago yabana, moiresto Etinsanyi sanonemo etinsanyi sanonemo baminto, etinsanyi sanonemo tambo etinsanyi sanonemo
Asante sana, asante sana. Thank you. Tuwapigie makofi, let's appreciate them. Beautiful piece.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before you are St. Francis TTI, ready to present a Luo song entitled Sit Back, Relax, and Enjoy with Us. Pleasure.
Robiro, aya, Robiro, Robiro, aya, Robiro, aya, Robiro, aya, Sodorume mesa long wa uruanga jachelo ene moi sara, aya, Robiro, aya, Sodorume mesa long wa uruida jachelo ene moi sara, aya, Robiro, aya, anupuk bade dongo, bueno ninda koko peto, aromo ginya jolejo, apenje what is your name? Nyakane mama nywala, pokine machoya, machengele mayekini kobuya, salina dia dende dalaki denya, degede ukanyango choi salin margi mami. Mana isura chakower, come to what a chuth moyesh,
Wan mane wachama lot gi choke. Kisungu bende wang'e dhumo. Yae na wero lando kwaro. Yae na wero lando kwaro. Jatelo biro madwa mielo miende te. Welo biro madwa mielo miende te. Yae na wero lando bera. Yae na wero lando bera. Jamiel biro madwa mielo miende te. Jamiel biro madwa mielo miende te. Wanga biro, wanga nyadundo, wanga biro, wanga nyadundo, wanga nyadundo, wanga biro, wanga nyadundo, wanga biro, wanga nyadundo, wanga biro, ida biro, ida nyadundo, ida biro, ida nyadundo, ida nyamigori, ida biro, ida nyadundo, ida biro, ida nyamigori. Ngamaromne kolorendege, ngamaromne kolorendege, ida nyamigori ay, ngamaromne kolorendege, kolorendege, kolorendege. Ne korol mi woro, mune no birocha, kidero mamarwa. Toko so waromne korol mi woro mune no birocha manorero mamarwa. Toko so waromne korol mi woro mune no birocha manowanga mamarwa. Toko so waromne korol mi woro otinto nyono tanyono mie otinto nyono. Ninani tutamtuma, ninani tutamtuma, ninani tutamtuma, salimie wageni. Thank you. Ni Cindy tutamtuma, ni Cindy tutamtuma, ni Cindy tutamtuma, salimie wageni. Ni Efi tutamtuma, ni Efi tutamtuma, Efi tutamtuma, salimie wageni. Ni Lavenda tutamtuma, Lavenda tutamtuma, Lavenda tutamtuma, salimie wageni. Farida tutamtuma, Farida tutamtuma, Farida tutamtuma, salimie wageni. Ni Lydia tutamtuma, ni Lydia tutamtuma, Lydia tutamtuma, salimie wageni. Nikomani mgeni wako amerudi na dance. Apeleke chini 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 kwa chini, asalimie wageni. Chini 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 chini, salimie wageni. Apeleke chini kwa chini, apeleke chini kwa chini, apeleke chini kwa chini, asalimie wageni. Hapo wapi? Apeleke chini kwa chini, asalimie wageni. Apeleke chini kwa chini, apeleke chini kwa chini, apeleke chini kwa chini, asalimie wageni. Nani tutamtuma, ni nani tutamtuma, nani tutamtuma, salimie wageni. Ni nani tutamtuma, nani tutamtuma, nani tutamtuma, salimie wageni. Ida werorumo bedpi, Ida werorumo, Ida mamarwa werorumo bedpi, Ida werorumo. Ida werorumo bedpi, Ida werorumo, Ida mamarwa werorumo bedpi, Ida werorumo. Ida werorumo.
Asanteni sana.
Our guest of honor, Mama Ida Odinga. Guest waduto tete ma wan ge chokruok ma kawuono. Wakawo thuolo ni mondo wagonu erokamano ahinya kuom yie mondo itimnwa nyasi maduong' ma en history maduong' e Kenya odiochieng' ma kawuono. Achung' kaka japur mondo atim history machiek kaka japur e yor pur matimo. An Elizabeth Atieno Rota. An atimo pur mar yien. Kendo odiochieng' ma kawuono kaluwore gi puonj mane professor osebedo kotimonwa higni go te, nachako pur mar yien higa 2015. Kendo kawuono an gi yien maloyo 18,000 mochung' e eka 21 mar lo. An gi yien kamachielo mane eka 21 no is already mature for harvesting. An gi yien machielo ma bendo chung' e eka 4 ma is maturing in 2 years time. Atimo bende pur mar rech. Kama wawuoye kawuono ni an gi rech cages 2 ma mature ready for harvesting. Ageno ni bang' nyasi ma kawuono wadhi yudo chiro. Atimo bende pith mar gwen. Kao kamano to ago erokamano ahinya ne Professor Rero kuom puonj mosetimonwa higni go te, kendo en puonj moseloko ngimawa. Wageno ni wan kaka jopur mar LEDFO waloko Kenya mondo Kenya obed piny man gi chiemo moromo pidho joge duto te, and we are going to have a very beautiful country. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, our mom, Mama Ida Odinga. Jotendwa duto mane chokruok kawuono. Ero uru kamano.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. First of all, may I thank for the Almighty God who give us the great day for today. The second thanks goes to His Excellency, the 5th President, Mama Ida Odinga. Welcome to Rangwe. I'm a former councillor called Peter Otieno Suka Pomsa. This is my area. I welcome you in this area. Before I proceed with my speech, I would like to talk in my language so that we can share everything. Kao kamano to iro kamano ne professor kumchano chenro mar agriculture. An kaka Pomsa ne an former councillor matiyo for 10 years. Kana weyo councillor na adonje tich mar pur. Masani ase pur ma kunyo ponds mag rech, ponds 8 moting'o tilapia kaachiel kod ngege duto tine yeye gi mumbe. Mar ariyo, aloso gik mopogore opogore. An gi nasari mar bambu, ma bambu bende uyudo e higa mar 2006 ma pur mar bambu bedhika. Mar adek, an kod pur mar kahawa, coffee, wapuro nachako 1973 nyaka sani. Kendo naseng'iewo pulp machine matiyo kod weche machalo kamago mipokogo kahawa kokitere e world market. Kendo license nitie gi certificate mare. Koro gimaduong' madawa kwa jothurwa kaka jokanyanam. Wan oganda joluo, Nyasaye nogwedhowa ni manogolwa piny motuo komiwa piny maber. Nyasaye omiyowa piny kod pi monego wati kod pi, kik waste pi makalo kamoro amora. Pige mag aore dwaro mondo mi wang'e kaka watego gi mondo gidonjo waloso kod giwech chano mag ginene mag rech. Mar adek mogik kabisa, awacho kama. Akwayo jatelo, Mheshimiwa His Excellency, wuonwa gi baba opari jopur mar Nyanza ka. Kendo wach purno wamako motegno, kendo wadwaro ni ji duto otim pur. Kata nyathi motieko degree mare odonji pur kapod orito tich. Ase lecture kata nyithino mwa university achiel kuomgi nitie mwa Ndhiwa, ase lecture moro nitie mwa Asumbi ka e weche mag pur gi limaga. Welcome, arwako uduto e dalana mondo mi wayud puonj makare mondo wagere kod nyime. Erokamano.
Erokamano moluor Mama Ida, guest of honor mar odiochieng' ma kawuono. Nyasaye opake. Adwa kawo thuolo makende mondo aduok erokamano ni Nyasaye odiochieng' ma kawuono. Gi nyinge na iluonga ne Matthews Asuno Odhiambo. Dala mar Siaya kendo agem Wagai sub county kanyo bende ematie gi duond piny owacho kaka senior chief of the area. To moloyo te an japur. Ngimana asepuro kuom higni 25 kendo e purna ka asebedo katimo pur mag diek, mag rech, mag dhok, mag olembe opogore opogore. To moloyo te e kinde ni sani kora donje pur mar agroforestry ematimo tinde ni sani. Kendo masekawo maduong' anie World Carbon Credit kendo aseyudo award from the First Lady Mama Margaret Kenyatta kaka jatelo maduong' e weche mag tree growing and forest conservation in Kenya. Gimago te ago erokamano ni professor kuom chung' kodwa puonjowa. Kwayona maduong' jodalawa kwa Mama Ida please professionals moko bende or come out kaka Professor Orero Sebiro mondo puonjo pur nikech we have the resources within Nyanza land. God bless you. God bless Kenya.
Honorable guest, Mama Ida Odinga, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, farmers, I salute you all. Before you is Margaret Opio from Lower Nyakach, from an organization known as Loneward Circle. Most of you can see the banner at the gate. As I stand here, I'm representing the women wing. I have a brief message to pass over. First of all, I'm most obliged to appreciate you, the conveners of the various partners who have made this noble event a success. I would like to remind you today that agriculture is the backbone of our economy and the pillar to food security in our nation. It is indeed commendable to see how farmers in our communities strive to make ends meet. Apart from achievements which has been said, and that we are celebrating today, farmers in Nyanza are faced with a lot of problems, such as, to name but a few, climate change, inadequate inputs, extension services, involvement of devolved units in agriculture, production, and support, agricultural practices, and political interference, where women and youth are the most affected ones. Women and youth must be engaged in food production such as agriculture, tree planting, nursery management, poultry, entrepreneurship, education, and value addition. I therefore request that more research organizations, institutes, NGOs to come up and assist farmers for a smart production practices. Why? Devolution was our dream baby, hope and half heaven to our women. Devolution was our dream baby, hope and half even to our empowerment, capacity building, and the true salvation of the melee of the women and youth development. Our mother, we need capital to initiate and build up our enterprises to economic stability, direct grants to most deserving farmers, innovation and businesses, We need exhibitions and a trade fair and the skills in agriculture. It is now our dream under your leadership that our day for the Nyanza shall have a large circle, and the one day Nyanza region shall become a food secure and economically self-reliant. May God bless you, your effort in transforming our nation. Long live Mama Ida Odinga. Long live Professor Wachuna Orero. Long live Nyanza LEDFO.
Our guest, Mama Ida Odinga, the distinguished guests. Now I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce what is called LEDFO. Maybe it has been written and we hear about it. People do not know. LEDFO means Locational Economic Development Forum. LEDFO started with the household. LEDFO went up to the villages. LEDFO went up to locations. Now, these are the people who are graduating today. They started this in 2013. Your Excellency, these farmers, as you see them, some are old, some are young, but we pull together. In fact, we talk one language. We are non-political, but we can elect. We are going to elect leaders who are going to support the common man, like me, like you, and the other farmers. Now, I thank our professor, who is our patron, who has taken us all along, teaching us. And now, if you walk around the Luo Nyanza, you will find that the whole area is covered. We have forests, we have a lot of food. If you run around, you will see a lot of food by the roads. And that one is done through his teachings. And we thank Professor Orero for what he has done. Now, we are now going ahead to CEDFO. CEDFO is County Economic Development Forum. In the county, please try to look at the farmers. Look at those farmers. The farmers have done a lot. And in fact, the food we are now getting within the county, that is from the farmers that are graduating today. And now, lastly, we have national economic development. That is where Professor Orero is. As short as that, I don't have much, but I ask you to look at the farmers as you have the government in hand. Please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremony. LEDFO. 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 Our distinguished guest, before I go ahead, I want to introduce this gentleman here. This is a fellow teacher. I want you to hear me very well. This is Freddy Janam of Royal Media Services. This is the guy we have taught with for 8 years. Her Excellency, Dr. Aida Odinga, Dr. Gogo Honorable, Governor Evans Kidero, my old friend, Madam Gladys Wanga, Dr. Omenda, Honorable Ogola Betty, all protocols observed. I'm very happy to welcome Dr. Aida Odinga in this occasion. You'll get more from what I'm going to talk about. Mine is not really giving a speech. I want our guest of honor to know who we are. Can we clap for Madam? Clap for Madam Aida Odinga. because I don't want to digress, Honorable, I'm going to read, but I'm going to extrapolate so that I make these people understand what I'm talking about. Is that in agreement? Thank you very much. Here, he will also talk after I've talked, and I want you to listen very carefully because this is why Mama is here. Of course, I know they are great people here. I like them. They are my friends. But I want us to get what I'm going to talk about. As he has said, LEDFO means Locational Economic Development Forum. This is starting from household. He has explained, Wanakotonya, thank you very much. Let me read part of this speech. And as I've said, I'm going to extend. The long journey of Luo economic empowerment over Royal Media Services, Ramogi FM, started in 2013 when Jacom was denied open victory. I made a request to Freddy Janam, this gentleman here, to allow us to teach Luo listeners on mass economic empowerment, on wealth and job creations. Those are key things in economics. These are key things in economic development. If you talk about wealth, you are talking about elevated standard of living in any family or in any individual or group of people. You talk about job creation, like I taught you last weekend, there's a family just starting a bank, all the members of the family were or are employed in all the branches. And that is what I'm talking about. How can Luos do the same? How? I want you to leave this place with very many questions. Because you come in good leadership is going to bring good things. Are you ready? And I was talking with Mama, even opening a bank account is a problem for a Luo. If you ask these people, not even 10% have bank account. And indeed, where will you get this capital grant? How will you get it? And I'm advising even schoolboys, please open a bank account. It's when we'll look for you. And if you listen to this speech well, you are going to leave this person a rich person or a rich character. And that's what brought me here. So I managed to get business administration professionals like CPA Rastasomolo Kwaka is running a very successful business in audit. The late former director of Central Bank, the man I loved so much, Kasiam Juma Nyanjua, Honorable CPA Kaleborua, Freddy Janam, and of course, Dr. Sam Nyauke. You can get the professionalism in all these characters. They have given you what you did not expect. And that's why we are here, because the results are so good. And I go on. Number one in our products. Number one in our products is tree planting. And I'm happy with Asumbi, Dr. Kidero. Asumbi, they are almost leading in tree planting. Madam Aida, if you could go around, you will see this is all about trees. And it is done by schoolboys and even old mamas. There's a song we sing there over the radio saying that if you plant a tree, you'll be a millionaire. So everybody sing it here in Asumbi, and that one is great. Daktari, thank you very much for that. I know you have a hand on that. So tree planting, as a result of our teachings, individuals, households, churches, schools, etc. have planted many trees and are also running tree nurseries. Tree nurseries, that's the quick cash. Tree nursery, you'll make it cash anytime you want because you sell the tree seedlings. With the support, we can achieve in every county the 10% forest coverage required by the Paris Agreement tree products. Apart from environment balancing and households' income, you will get income because of tree seedlings. They also pay school fees by giving the principals, they give the firewood and the children are just learning. That is another achievement. If you have trees, your child will not sent away from school. The highest tree seller, with respect, High Excellency, that the highest tree seller sold trees for more than 100 million. And you can say, you can think I'm just saying it, but this one happened here in Asumbi. If I'm lying, Kidero will say you I'm not lying. It is true. Daktari, I'm not lying. And that is what we are talking about. Another one sold trees worth 50 million, followed by another one in Nyando, 30 million. So tree planting, that is our best product so far. And I'm asking you, politicians, Madam Wanga, You know, you are also my friend. I'm asking you, when you are going to rallies, you take a lorry carrying tree seedlings instead of giving gonya. Gonya is not a good thing. Just go there in a trailer and give everybody, daktari, give everybody at least five tree seedlings, and follow these people. You will have done a better contribution than gonya. I think that is it not a good idea? Give them trees. Give them trees instead of gonya. Daktari, Dr. Gogo, give these people tree seedlings and follow and ask them where the trees I gave you. Don't give them gonya. Gonya is actually selling your birthright. And it is at 50 shillings or 100 shillings. No, that one I refuse. Number 2, Nyanza Locational Economic Development Forum. This we started the 2010 Constitution in Part 2, Paragraph 14 of the 4th schedule that talks about coordination of participation of communities. It is there. What LEDFO is doing is actually enacted in the 2010 Constitution. So go and look at that Paragraph 14 and you'll find what Kotonya was talking about is an enactment. You'll find it there. Our product 3 is talking about Big 5 Plus. I will not take your time. Big 5 Plus. Our Big 5 Plus is reflected on the Big 4, but ours, we have some additions. Number 1, poultry. Poultry will soon be getting export. We can export because they say they don't have market. But they don't have market, but we still have eggs coming from Uganda. So, with due respect, listeners, you get my story right. You have poultry. Number 2 is dairy. Dairy, you can supply milk. I think you are more interested in politics than what I'm teaching you. Dairy is like ATM. It is our ATM, you'll get money. Just take to Kasbondo Dairy, you'll get money. Our product 2 is fish farming. Fish farming, they do caging in Lake Victoria. We have fish ponds. We have fish ponds in homes. If you go to Pomsa, was here, if you visit him, he will not go to the market. Even the Chief Asona, you will not carry that packet. You only buy salt from the market. The other things are in his compound. Why don't you clap for these people? Or you like carrying those bags? You don't buy anything in the market. So if you hear somebody is carrying a bag and things are doing kwangala, things are very bad. Have trees, have poultry, have dairy. Those are our big 5. Plus, actually, it's education. Education, Mama Edwina is what has brought us here for graduation. That is our plus. And of course, we have our forestry entrepreneurship, which has done a lot, and business administration, where we teach you basic bookkeeping, we teach you how to do banking and all that, and you make. So we secure also scholarships. Now we have 15 students in universities doing medicine, doing engineering. We have a girl doing engineering. We have 15 of these, and they are doing professional courses. Centers of excellence, this is what Asuna was talking about, and our brother Kotonya. Go there and learn from our centers of excellence. This is where we have poultry, we have fish ponds, we have all these things, dairy. You just go and learn there. Now, graduation day. LEDFO. These people are asleep. LEDFO. Plant a tier day and pidhiena chiel kendo diching kotiching in bendi bedi e dhano. Mana puonju to chalo gima thoth osebedo joma dongo kan. Pidhiena chiel odiching kodiching in bendi bedi e dhano. Mana gima puonjo jogi. And it is to go to any household in Nyanza, you'll find trees are planted. I want to leave for my friend all to say. Now, preparedness. Preparedness is the most sensitive one. We are going to have a better leadership than what we have been seeing around. Now, what do you have? The biggest question, what do you have that you'll get this grant capital? Do you have a bank account? Are you doing any business? So this one, madam, we have put it as a research. we are going to have MSF, MEs. These are micro, medium, small enterprises. Every family, I'm begging you, my fellow students, I'm also a lecturer. You, apart from bank account, you start a business. Go to the county office and register. It will come to Nairobi, come back to you, so that when this grant capital comes, you are ready also to get that loan. How many agree with that? By the way, how many hear me teaching over the radio? You are so many. Thank you very much. So I will not go more than that. We thank, we are therefore asking the guest of honor, that is Madam Aida, to give direction. We have given you a role to play. There's something here. This is your day. Let them not complain. We have something. We are not going to do the whole of it. Just come. I'm just going to mention the three of them. This is called Nyanza LEDFO Group Research Initiative, where we have professionals. They are going to research on these MSEs. How do you qualify for a loan? There's a group going to research on that. And with all the due respect, I'm asking Mama Aida, in June 15th, come and get this report, how these people have collected data on MSE so that they qualify for capital grant. If you agree, these people are going to be very happy. There's a group going to go door to door to have them registered. And that is where I have Madam Ogola. Is Ogola there? Ogola, you are there. You are going to go door to door to collect those who have registered MSEs so that we report to Madam on June 15th. With your permission, the politicians are hearing me talk like that. If they want to join us, I'm going to expand this thing. And I can see Madam Gladys Wanga laughing, which means she has already joined. Why don't you clap for her? And even Dr. Kidero smiled. I know how smile would Asumbi. That means you are also there with us. Madam Gogo, I see you are not amused, but you will join us because you are seated next to the patron. So in MSCs I've mentioned, we also have Dr. Rosa Chienkoweru. We also have Dr. Angelina Atieno Oyomo. The next one, youth empowerment, where we have Nicholas Abach, CPA Amos Omondi, Michael Oganyo. And then, I'm now finishing there. We have the women empowerment, where I've now put Gladys Wanga. I'm also putting Ogola. And there, the lead person, none other than Dr. Honorable Aida Odinga. With her permission, she will be there. I'm handing over to my fellow teacher, because I cannot say anything. Otherwise, Madam, what a respect you have done to us. What a respect you have done to this group. We are so happy. We cannot just express it all. And you look so good in that gown. Be blessed. Thank you.
I don't know whether to address you in English or in Kijaluo. But to start, to Her Excellency Dr. Ido Dinga, our chief guest, the honorable politicians led by His Excellency Dr. Evans Kidero, Honorable Gladys Wanga, Honorable Lillian Gogo, all dignitaries present and all protocols observed. I take this opportunity to welcome you to this occasion where we want to inform you about what we have done. This is a very successful story. When we started off in 2013 with Professor Rero, we wanted something that could change and could bring real change to our people. I'm going to take just a case of a lady who could dance herself naked because you've given her 100 shillings. But after listening to our programs for about 2 months, she decided to be on her own. She started a tree nursery. For the first time, she planted 1,500 trees. After selling them, she made a lot of money. Then she felt it was time she abandons begging money for food and everything. In her second year, she did 150,000 tree seedlings. After selling them, she made 1.5 million shillings. During her third year, she made 2.5 million shillings. Today, that lady is totally different from her former self. What we are trying to say here is, there is another Luo young man from Lewa who said, chaka chaka. Katotin, chaka chaka, ti kola kola todhi nyime, tibiro yudo lokruok. Sani amor ni yam siasa ufutonwa maber, ono kaja siasa, anaja lendo. To jakom dhi yudo telo. To kodhi yudo telo, to inin gatonga mane meiko maka sirkal okelo gimoro tinyalo tuombogo idog dalani. Mae ndiye momiyo wacho ni ng'ato ka ng'ato chaki ohandi moro maka kiny sirkal okelo pesa moro mimiyo jo ohala tin bi yudo ka nitie bathe moro minyalo podni. Ng'ama onge gi gimoro e lwete ok mi, ng'ama ne gi gimoro ema nomedi. Kuom mano kia ka ng'i kidwa chako pidho yien, chak pidho yien, inyalo pidho mag timba, inyalo pidho fruit trees. Kaito gimoro timore ni sani endi wadonje gimiluongo ni climate smart agriculture. Nikech wang'eyo maber ni futo mar yamo oselokore, nyaka walok kit pur ma watimo mondo eka wabed kod chiemo. Wan kaka Ramogi Radio kod Royal Media Services, we are here to give you a platform mibro yude puonj mopogore opogore gi lony mopogore opogore. Amor nukawo thuolo mar biro graduation ma kawuono niendi, to mae ni mana chakruok. Wadwa timo madongo kendo wadwa wuotho gi jowa mondo wakel lokruok e kit ngima jowa mondo ji odag maber, ji nyithindo som kendo wamed gero ohandewa. Kaw kamano, ok adwa kawo kinde mang'eny ahinya, adwoko ne Professor Charles Wachonorelo.
So giluor makar kende adwa ni mama ong'e jok man ka. Mama wan gi jo Siaya. Ineno ka Chief Asuna wuoyo, wan gi jo Kisumu, joting'o jo Nyakach. Wan gi jo Homa Bay, moa Karachuonyo, apa wang' chieng'. Kamoting'o Moses Ochuma, wan gi jo Karachuonyo moa Kajiei, Okundi Gali, Kanambi, Kanyaluo, wan gi jo Kochia, wan gi jo Lambwe, wan gi jo Rusinga, wan gi jo Asumbi Oboke. Kamoting'o ere Madam Edwina. Edwina ni kanye. In mabor Edwina yaye, ibiro ka dwa goni erokamano. En momiyo gino timore. Wan ka gi jo Asumbi Oboke, Asumbi Oboke asewacho, jo Rusinga, Asumbi Nyale, jo Rangwe, jo Kasipul, jo Yugi CBD, jo Kodera kamoting'o God Kwach, wan gi jo Kodera Mbek, wan gi jo Kakelo Dudi, wan gi jo Kabondo, wan gi jo Migori, wan gi jo Karungu Sori, jo Awendo, Homa Bay pod medra meda, jo Kabuoch, jo Central Kothidha, mano Kanyada, jo Kanyamwa North, jo Ndhiwa, jo Kanyidoto, jo Kabondo pod medore, jo Sure mano Ndhiwa. Koro awasewacho wa jo Centers of Excellence. So that is how far we are. It is cross-sectional, it is all over Nyanza. Thank you very much, Her Excellency.
I hope the next speakers will also extrapolate, as you told us. And when you're living here, we'll be given seedlings. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, allow me to invite Madam Alfred Gilo, who's the DCC for Rangwe. Thank you.
Our chief guest, Her Excellency, Mama Dr. Ida Odinga, the Honorable Women Representative, Gladys Wanga, the Honorable Member of Parliament, Rangwe Constituency, Dr. Lillian Gogo, the Honorable Dr. Evans Kidero, the clergy, the graduates, all distinguished guests present. I salute you all in the name of our Almighty God. My name is Alfred Gilo, the Deputy County Commissioner, Rangwe Sub-County. On behalf of the County Commissioner, Homa Bay, I take this humble opportunity, and it is my humble duty to welcome you all and to welcome the chief guest to Rangwe Sub-County. We are happy to host you, Mama. Your presence has graced us this day with blessing in the form of rains that we had experienced this morning. And the rains has signified the essence of our gathering today as we are celebrating the graduates who are farmers accrued from all over Nyanza. Feel at home and feel welcome. I thank you all, and God bless you, Mama, and God bless our country, Kenya. Thank you. Karibu sana, Rangwe.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the Honorable Dr. Ida Betty Odinga, Mama Karibu Rangwe, the mother of the earth, Min Piny, Min Ji, Min Kenya, Min Africa, wawacho ni Min the world, Jo Rangwe beuru wako mama. Ero uru kamano. Our graduates for today, I congratulate and celebrate you. And I want to specifically make mention of Professor Orero. Professor, you have done something that I must take note of, that you have devolved professorship to the village. It is not many times that you are taught by a professor. But when you decide to take your time to reach our farmers through technology and have them graduate professor, it means you have taken your PhD and eventually your professorship to the village. And we celebrate you and your team. And I must make mention of the fact that you have actually touched the heart and the core of Dr. Ida Betty Odinga. Why do I say this, Mama? In the early 90s, Dr. Betty, you took the initiative of taking interest in mitigating malnutrition issues in the greater Africa, and better still, you concentrated in Kenya. And all those who are here, who grew up in the early 90s, benefited from your nutrition program that mitigated on malnutrition. And this can only happen if we have food security. And what Professor and his echelon have done is to actually look at elements of not only entrepreneurship, but they have looked at issues of food safety and food security. We congratulate you and your team, Honorable Professor. I want to celebrate colleague leaders who are here. We have our women representative from Bay County. Notably, we also have the women representative from Migori County. We have Honorable Gladys Wanga with us here. We also have the Honorable Dr. Odhiambo, who has come from Migori to join us. That is also a distinguished scholar. We also have other leaders. I'm told we have Honorable Missouri, and we also have Dr. Evans Odhiambo Kidero. Mine is very brief, so that we can allow Mama to speak to her people. Everyone who has come here ostensibly to listen to what Mama has to say. That is the sole reason why we are here. And I know Mama has a message to deliver to us from Baba. Jiadimoru ako message moa kuom Baba kama mokelo nwaka. Ero urukamano. So as I handle the political class, I know that the area member of National County Assembly is not here, but I know we have the member of County Assembly from West Game, Honorable Charlie Wedeo Mogo Girarega. Girarega is here. Where are you, Girarega? Girmogo. Take 1 second so that I go to the next level, please. We want to do it very fast so that Mama can speak to her people.
Mine is brief, short, and I'll take not 1 second, but a quarter second. Let me welcome our Mama, Mama Ida Odinga. In fact, the day she has come here, we have gotten rain, which is a blessing. Things have come at the right time when we need them. They are here with us. And for Professor Ero, you are an asset. You are not a liability. Thank you. Otherwise, because I've been told not to waste time, I want to call these MCS or aspirants to wave. First of all, our MCS that are in the assembly, kindly stand up. I know you by your names. Senior, that is Senior Gaya. Followed by Nelly Odek, Whip, then Madar Madere, you have been seen. Mary Gaya, you are there. Pamela, full and excess, you have been seen. And last, Jaka Father, thank you. Phoebe Okot, thank you. And Kojwach, sit down. Thank you. Aspirants, can you please stand up so that we don't waste time? I've seen you. Let me start with far end. That is Marembo. I've seen you there. Then, I don't know his name. Yes. Aya. Kwach, Ornyakwar Kwach. The Kwaches. Then, Oyombe. You are there. Odero. You are there. So ladies have decided to be on the other side. Dog, you are warming the ladies, so what are you doing there? I can see Hilda Otieno, Omabay Eastward, isn't it? Madam Perez Okambo, aspirant, the only lady in Westward, isn't it? Then Madam Gatti, second timer. This time, if they waste time, utawapita on the wrong side, isn't it? The other one is Nancy Otieno from Kwabai. You people feel most welcome. And I, which Edano, isn't it? Thank you. Otherwise, my names are Charles Oweti Aweno, the Mogo which is Tekoring from West Game Ward. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Charlie Wedeo Mogo Chendo. I think our next item is to allow people who are aspiring to be members of National Assembly, those who want to go to Parliament in Nairobi, kindly be up and standing so that we can have you introduced before Mama. In the interest of time, those who want to be, who are aspiring to be member of National Assembly. I have Council Omolo on my extreme right. Thank you, Wakili. And then I also have my brother-in-law here, who is Alois, sorry, Alois. Alois Rodi, I have Alois Rodi here. He's also aspiring for MP. And then that is my brother-in-law. I also have my brother-in-law here, who is also aspiring to be MP. These are my brother-in-laws who want to bring me down. Wanataka kuniangusha, sijui wakiniangusha watafanya nini na niko chini. So these are my brothers-in-law who want to go to Parliament in Nairobi. This is Omburo Odaji, who also is aspiring to be member of National Assembly Rangwe constituency. Mheshimiwa, have a seat. I don't know if I've left anybody else, probably from Rangwe or outside Rangwe. I think we are done. So we'll go to the next level. I have the Honorable Akelo Misori. Akelo, I think you'll step forward and say 1 or 2 words. Karibu sana. Why don't we clap for Akelo Misori, please? Yeah, the Speaker, Migori County, I'll give you a chance. I'm just being informed you're here. But Mheshimiwa, please, you can speak.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Ne mama, ye all elected leaders, Juturwa umor, and gimomora ka indie na chiel, ni professor, inyiso wani kare, wan gimwandu modakelo, kawatiyo gi rieko gimwandu modakelo ni, wabulugolo Juturwa e dhier mosebedo kantie kodwa. Nyasaye mondo gwedhu mama timo maber kuom chopo thurwa kaendi. Nyasaye mondo gwedhi kendo temno matek mosnwa jaduong'. Nyisi ni wan kode, erokamano ahinya.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. We will also call Dr. Evans Odhiambo Kidero to come and address us. Karibu sana, Daktari. Karibu, Dr. Evans.
Ne mama, Dr. Ne mama, Dr. Aida Odinga Menpin. Mokwongo, we welcome you to Asumbi. Karibu sana, na inaonekana kakibiro ikelo nwa hawi emomiyo koth ochwe. Dr. Erokamano. Gimitimo nenore. And I remember you from a long time ago because you'll remember I was introduced to you by Uworo Tiego, Mawud Dalakaendi. What we are celebrating today, which is graduation, and as Akelo Misori has said, that is a demonstration that the 3,174 kilometers squared of land that Homa Bay County covers, 8 constituencies and 40 wards, is wealth in itself. From what is being presented by the graduates today, planting of trees, this will save us quite a lot of foreign currency because for a long time we were importing trees from South Africa for electricity poles. You know we don't have camphor. You know we don't have meruok. And currently are all being imported from Congo. In Nairobi, we are now eating fish from China. Rech marach machalo mana raba kani dhogi. To kaendi wapidho rech mamit. And what you've demonstrated to us, Dr. Eru, and it is at the ground, is going to change the life of the 1.139 million people modak in Homa Bay County. Dr. Eru has written a book, Pride in Knowledge, which is 312 pages, written in 2011. I would like to urge you to read it, because what is written in that book is part of his journey from the time he was young up to now, and is devolving it right to the ground. Dr. Rero, you remind me of Winston Churchill. You'll remember when Winston Churchill was invited to Harrow Grammar School to give his speech. He gave the shortest speeches ever given. Never ever, never ever, never ever give up. And the knowledge that you're giving our people. Manakaka wache ni chagi yena chiel kata yena reo. Doni wacho ni kik gonji. Hapa ni mantu probedo matek maten. We will never ever give up from the knowledge you're giving us. Erokamano uru banyasai gwedhu Mama Ida, erokamana enya.
Thank you so much, Dr. Evans. I have the Honorable Waziri Beatrice. Sorry, Beatrice Ogola. Waziri, come please and say something. And as Waziri comes, we had Honorable Mogo Wedeo talk. But I feel that now that we have Mama here, it is important that we don't take women leaders very fast. One of my colleagues recently said that women leaders are normally taken. I'm going to give Madar Madere to come and say one word. Honorable Beatrice, please, Madar Madere, kindly come and say something.
Thank you, Dr. Lillian Gogo. And thank you for being spot on about that. And because today is our day, Chief Guest, Dr. Ida Betty Nyawira Odinga, Professor Rero, Nera, Dr. Evans, Nyawangaya, Mama County, all the leaders that are here, and most importantly, the farmers, the great farmers that are here. I'm so impressed, the Chief Guest, that we are here today for the farmers. When you look at the 10-point agenda, Baba's agenda, food security is number 7. And that is why the farmers that were here, that are seated here and that are going to graduate today are so important to the leadership of the 5th president of this country, Raila Amolo Odinga. Mama, in my next life that begins in August, I promise to work with the farmers of Homa Bay County to achieve Baba's 7th agenda, food security. Thank you, Mama.
Thank you so much, BT. Thank you.
Daktari Mama Ida Odinga, who is the chief guest. Mama, feel most welcome when you are in Homa Bay. And Mama, when we see you around, Mama, we feel that you don't just go. Please, today, spend a night with us, Mama. Mama, I want to say that we want to appreciate the farmers who are here. And I've looked at the farmers who are talking before us, and I feel challenged because some of them are older than myself, meaning that if they can do actually what we have been told today, then at my age, I can do triple or twice using my own effort to do that. Mama, we want to say before you that as politicians and as Homa Bay County, we are going to negotiate allocations in our budget to ensure that we are capable of supporting Homa Bay farmers and Homa Bay County, especially when it comes to environmental improvement and tree planting. I want to say that, Mama, when you go back, ensure that you tell Baba, we are as fit as fiddle, and we are waiting for the D-Day to ensure that we give our very best to make Baba become the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. Joma Bay waye kuomano. Gimo mako dhoga ni kisungu tu winjo by heart kendo gik mawacho go uwinjo te. Ero uru kamano. Nyasaye oritu uchop maber kumora mora mangu dhiye. Thank you, Mama. Thank you.
Professor, what I'm seeing here today is no longer an activity but a passion, because I'm able to read it from the face of the graduates. I'm not a visitor here. Having worked with the Catholic Diocese of Homa Bay and implementing the environmental and agricultural program, that is the AEP, Asumbi also being part of the unit that we were implementing the project, I've seen what you have done as at now, and that's why I'm terming it not to be an activity but a passion. Mama the Fifth, I want to tell you that on behalf of the County Assemblies Forum, the 90% are behind Baba. 90%, save to the few within the valley. The few within the valley, not all within the valley. And Johoma Bay, gima professor timoka kachiel kod joga neno ka en gima kare. Yien gi dongo moingowa kendo gidongo maboyo saidi. Tiwacho ni ka Nyasaye odak e polo malo to ka gin gisedhi teto chwech duto te pako Nyasaye. Ya to dongo yien gi koro wuoyo gi Nyasaye koka wambo wuoyo kodgi. Ok wapidha pidha yien to yien gi wuoyo gi Nyasaye ni minwa Raila Odinga the fifth minwa president odog ne thuro. Odonjo koso kodonji. Odonjo koso kodonji. Nyasaye omiwa kwe walemne Raila Odinga mondo mi odonji samo winjore e thuolo mowinjore to on sari okinyi. Nyasaye ogwedho nying Ruoth Yesu.
If you are seated there and you love the Lord, wave at me and say amen. Hallelujah. Let that amen be to the fifth president of Kenya, Raila Amolo Odinga. Your Excellency, my daughter and my mother, Mama Ida Odinga, Professor Orero, Dr. Kidero, my friend and colleague Gladys Wanga, Dr. Gogo, and all the esteemed leaders who are here. Once again, may I greet you good afternoon. As you have been told, my name is Pamela Awuoro Chieng Odhiambo. I am the women rep of Migori County, but today I am here because of the good thing that I heard is happening here today, and none other than Mama was coming to preside over this. Allow me to appreciate our own Professor Orero. You are one among the very chosen few. Thank you for doing this. Mama, this reminds me of a case study that was very close to my heart that I wrote while I was still a lecturer and researcher at JKUAT about some group around Nyeri, that Mount Kenya area, called Dirigitu. In their language, they told me Dirigitu means cry on each other's shoulder. So it was a group of some 7 women led by some lady called Anastasia. Anastasia dropped out of school at lower primary. At this point of time, when they were starting the group, all their husbands were serious drunkards and disappeared from home. They were left with children and they were wondering, how do we take these children to school? And this formed their basis of finding one another's shoulder to cry on. So they formed this group called Dirigitu. And they started contributing some little money. Then a thought came to them. They partnered with the Ministry of Forestry Department, and they were allowed to do some tree planting and doing things around the foot of Mount Kenya, including some of the things that I've heard being said here today about the planting of trees, raising fish and chicken and all sorts of animals at the foot of Mount Kenya. To cut the long story short, by the time I was writing this case study, which is published in Ivy School of Business, they were now running a bank from that small farming to bank owners in that area. As I talk here today, Anastasia is actually an MCA of that area where she comes from. Why am I saying this? Professor, wisdom is knowledge applied. It is this wisdom that you have given to our farmers that will raise Nyanza region from the dead. Congratulations, farmers. I am looking forward to great things happening in Nyanza in terms of income generating activities. And this way, we will be safer, even much safer, in the hands of Baba when he takes this government. Thank you very much, leaders who are here. I think we should all pledge to support these people. I want to pledge, and I know as a women rep for Migori County, I've been supporting these small groups, producing milk and adding value to various cultural products. And we wish to do that better. And Mama, my only humble request, as you move to State House, Mama, move with the girl child and the boy child as well. Don't leave anyone behind. I'm promising to support all your parents in Migori County who are small-scale farmers as I take over that government from my uncle Obado as the woman governor of Migori County. Otherwise, the Migorians who are here, congratulations once again. God bless you. God bless Nyanza region. God bless you, Professor. I'm so delighted. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Dr. Pamela. I'm left with one more person to speak so that we can do a commissioning. But before I call the Honorable Commissioner Gladys Nyasuna Wanga, allow me to address the nation and talk to, I think, a friend of mine called William Samoei Ruto. Ruto, if you are man enough, can you kindly just get out of government of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and then run your campaign? I think you play in my league, and you should allow Raila Amolo Odinga to run his campaigns peacefully. Honorable William Samoei Ruto, if you're man enough, can you stop cheating Kenyans that you are going to have a parallel tallying center when, as NASA in 2017, we had such a center and you castigated it and you indicated that it was illegal. The form of legality that you are attaching to your current and intended parallel tallying center, I think, is the highest form of deceit that you want to give to Kenyans. I also want to tell you, William Samoei Ruto, that you should spare the women of Kenya the trouble that you are intending to cause. Because anytime you speak with a lot of bitterness. You also speak as if the world is going to come down on you. But for purposes of information only, I want to tell you, William Samoei Ruto, that on August 9th this year, at about Sario Okinyi, the world is going to come down on you. Because Raila Amolo Odinga is going to be officially announced as the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. And we are also going to have our very own, the most beautiful woman in Africa south of Sahara, the Honorable Dr. Ida Betty Odinga, who is going to become the 5th First Lady of the Republic of Kenya. So I advise you in kindness just to brace yourself for this. And if you don't believe me, come and hear what Rangwe people are saying. Jo Rangwe, uye ni Raila Amolo Odinga dibe the President of the Republic of Kenya. And the voice of people, the voice of Rangwe, is the voice of God. And with those remarks, allow me to call the Honorable Commissioner Gladys Nyasuna Wanga.
Erokamana Enya, Dr. Gogo, MP Marangweka.
Your Excellency, the incoming First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mama Dr. Ida Betty Odinga, Mabewa Luoro, kendo waona with all our hearts and all our minds. My fellow leaders here, Dr. Kidero, Dr. Pamela, and the members of the County Assembly present, Jothurwa, Majora Ngwe, farmers, Amoso Uni Nyasaye Ber, Sechete. Dr. Rero, allow me to congratulate you for the work that you have done to bring our people to where they are. It reminds me of what Wangari Maathai said, Professor, that be like the hummingbird. Take a little water, take a little at a time, and do your part wherever you are. And that is what you have shown us. That whenever you do your part wherever you are, it makes the difference that we have created here today. Farmers who are here today, congratulations. And it couldn't have been more apt, the person that you have invited to be your chief guest today, Mama Dr. Ida Odinga, a farmer par excellence. Dr. Rero, you talked about people who don't buy anything from the market. Mama Ida doesn't buy anything from the market. If you go and visit her, the honey that you're putting in your tea is from the farm. The mboga that you're eating is from the farm. In fact, Mama, whenever she has taken a bit of time in Nairobi, she says she has to go home to look at the farm. So even us, sometimes we are challenged to come and plant something here. Sometimes we plant some pineapples. Lakini samoro wagore giruto mawi wawil gipur. But now we want to take more focus on farming. And so our farmers, congratulations. And I just want to tell you that as we move into the future, we will work together in terms of support for our farmers. We will work together in terms of support for our farmers. Why? Baba's agenda is big on food security. Baba amesema fukuza njaa, agenda number 7. It means the farmers of Kenya are safe in Baba's hands. But we know other people who our farmers cannot be safe in their hands. Because they've been running the Ministry of Agriculture for a long time. Lakini ile ambayo tunaona, fertilizer imedisappear. Ile tunaona, sukari imedisappear. Ile tunaona, aror na kimwerer, maji imefanya nini? Imedisappear. So as we know, the person in whose hands we are safe as farmers of Kenya ni nani? Ni Baba. Jodala wati eko wechena. Ruto benya kanyon bathe matin. Anyon koso kikanyon. Anyon koso kikanyon. You know, Kenyans are not visitors in Jerusalem. William Ruto, we saw you at your NDC speaking venom against Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. There was a time when Raila Odinga resigned and went and ran again. That was a man enough. If you're man enough, wewe toka kwa Jubilee, resign as Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, wewe enda kufanya campaign, because huwezi kula chakula ya serikali, unaendesha gari ya serikali, unaoga na maji ya serikali, bibi yako anaishi kwa nyumba ya serikali, watoto wako wanasoma kwa serikali, mtoto wako wameandika na ndani ya serikali, alafu unaenda kutusi hiyo serikali ambayo unakula pesa yake. Haiwezekani. Na lazima uheshimu Uhuru Kenyatta. Na mimi nataka kuongea na ndugu zangu kutoka Mount Kenya. Uhuru Kenyatta is your son. Let him not be abused as you look. There is no day anybody will come here and abuse Raila Odinga and we look. There is no day anybody will go to Eldoret and abuse William Ruto and they look at you. Kwa hivyo kama nyinyi ni wanaume vile nyinyi ni wanaume, amkeni to defend your son so that he cannot be ridiculed and insulted and humiliated. Protect him. Even if you don't protect Uhuru Kenyatta, protect the seat of the presidency of the Republic of nani? Na rais wa 5 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya atakuwa ni Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Ikifika tarehe 9 mwezi wa nini? Wa 8. Kwa sababu baba ndiye anazungumza juu ya baba care. Baba ndiye anajua vile watu wetu watapata matibabu. Baba ndiye anajua vile wakulima wetu watapata usaidizi. Baba ndiye anajua hiyo mambo yote. Adhumo Kiswahili kosoka dhu.
Kora tieko ka penjo jopur niya. Un jopur man ka mi ng'adna uru rieko. Kipidho dhok, ruedhi, tibire dala godhiambo, tiyudo ka ruedhi ima burwe madung'. Ruedhi ima burwe matimore nade? Yawa jopur ng'adna uru rieko itimo nang'o? Dichom ruedhi go tir be dinyal. Ok idhi e kul. Tiyawne dwasni moro maler. Ma pichni. Tisembo. To ruedhi konene. Ruedhi welweny goso kwe. Nyasaye ogwedhu gi weche mang'eny.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Honorable Gladys. I think there is some commissioning to be done. Akwa jorangwe kama jorangwe bende untie. Koro, nitiere kaka ang wanaruak mama. Dr. Aida Betty ang kochung. Nyage ma osiep Raila Amolo Odinga ni kango chung. Mamin piny kango chung. Be uwinja? Jorangwe be uwinja? Nikeche kawuono en chieng' mor ma wa celebrate godo farmers magwa mose somo kendo graduate kawuono. Wadwa ni wajusne mama kama machung to commissioning. Ngawacho koso kawacho.
Wadwa timo gima nokelo waka. Fellow graduates, LEDFO. These people are asleep. They are too. LEDFO. Wadwa timo gima nokelo waka. Ere Madam Edith. Madam, come. Ibiro luong nyingu kachiel achiel to ubiro mbele ka. Ibiro luong nyingu kachiel achiel to ubiro mbele ka. Wadwa timo gima okelo waka. Madam, koro luonga ne jopuonj kande. Koro ibiro luongo gi to certificates an go gibiro in order of certificates. So aluongo Dr. Omenda. Dr. Omenda. Ka gisiluongo abiro luongo certificates to gibiro in that order. Kato Madam Mosogi. So go ahead.
Thank you very much, Her Excellency, our chief guest, all honorable guests, the graduates, and all protocols observed. This is the climax of our ceremony, and we want to commission the graduates and award them what they deserve. Her Excellency, guest of honor, Madam, we are going to present to you our students who have successfully and satisfied the board of the LEDFO and that of the St. Francis TTI for award of various certificates at various levels. I'm going to start by calling upon my fellow colleague, Mr. Okuku, to come and read for us those who have qualified for the award of a certificate under upper income class certificate.
Thank you, Madam. Guest of honor, I'll go straight away to reading the names. Kindly, as we read your name, move forward. Wakwayo ni kwa lungo nyingi tisudo mbele. Ibiro wami certificate. Upper income certificate. Dr. Aida Odinga. Oyomo Briti Sakinyi. Edwina Abo Kager. Dr. Peter Oyodo Omenda. Dr. Charles Wachuna Orero. Nicodema Sotana. Fred Onyango. Florence Makolwal. Matthews Asuna. James Ocheng Adongo. Margaret Awino Apeo. Elizabeth Otieno Rotia. Scholastica Diambo. Nicholas Otieno Obach. Samson Dambe. Dr. Rose Acheng Koweru. Bernard Ochieng. Charles Odhiambo Kapere. Shadrach Omolo Osewe. Judith Aoko Odhiambo. Vincent Otieno Rota.